I don't know why I started that in the middle of a yawn. I don't feel great tonight. Aside from the headache, I can't put my finger on exactly what it is, but I just don't. Not too much to report today, though. Just more Rimworld shenanigans, because that is all that game is. It's just shenanigans. I had two giant anacondas just join me out of nowhere today. I lost one in a mech hive attack. Um, but not before it nearly killed the mech that killed it, so it went out with a good fight. Um, and then the other one killed it. So that was fun. Um, I have no shame in admitting that I'm safe scumming really hard with this colony. I've done permadeath before, and lost the colony a few days in. That's documented, I think. That was during this run. But just like I kind of didn't even. I think I'm even playing on Phoebe Chillax. Um, but still, like, there are some that I'm willing to let go. Uh, for instance, like that prisoner that escaped yesterday, I normally would have reloaded that. Um, or after a thing last night, one of my honestly, if it were a show, this colonist would be sort of a side character. Died, and I brought him back because I found some resurrector mechanites in like a blocked off area. Occasionally on the maps, usually there's at least one if you drop in an area with some hills. Um, but just it's just considered an ancient evil event. Like whenever one of your colonists goes near it, they're like, "I sent something evil there." And I actually had two on my map, and in one of them I found resurrector mechanics. Um, there can be just about anything in these places. Sometimes they're harmless. In fact, I had a completely harmless one where it was just filled. Opening it up, there's usually something. Um, it's usually mechanoids or giant insects, and then you have to deal with what comes out of the pods. There are sometimes hostile humans, and you've got to get right up on these pods to activate them. The second one I got really lucky on, there was no hostiles in the area, and then I got my entire colony and lined them up in a firing squad style, and opened the thing, and it just popped open one dead guy and four dying people, and two of them actually joined the colony. I just figured, well, might as well just hit them all up and see who stays. And I got lucky because the better two stayed, and the pyromaniac and psychopath decided not to stay, and I was fine with that. Um, also hired a mercenary who's become quite a like I had one guy go off and participate in a shooting tournament, and on the way back I was hoping to find food and instead found a mercenary that I liked a decent bit, and I brought them back with me, and they've been a pretty big boon. I'm enjoying having them around. Um, the long night finally ended. After 2 in-game years, it ended. Um, And then not an hour later, an ice age started. Because of course it did. Luckily, it started in the middle of summer, and I built my colony near the equator of the planet so that I wouldn't have to deal with winters, and instead just deal with hot summers. And it got for even without heat waves, it would regularly get low 90s, and in the middle of the summer, sometimes even in the 100s. So summers during an ice age are just low 60s, mid 60s, not even cold enough to kill crops. But winters drop down to single digit temperatures. But luckily, all I really had to do was add heaters to the area I was using thanks to long night. So I already set up a greenhouse. All I had to do was add heat to it to keep my crops from dying. And it was a fairly easy transition to make. So that was nice. Plus, the sun still comes out. So, the major part of my colony's power grid isn't useless. I'd like more geothermal, but all of the geysers are way out on the outskirts of the map, places that would be hard to defend and probably not worth, honestly, not even worth the steel running the conduits to them. Anyway, I'm tired and this headache's not helping, so I'm gonna turn in. I'll catch you all tomorrow.